Yesterday's matchup between the Indiana Fever and the Atlanta Dream was one of those playoff games that tests not only the individual talent of the players, but also the collective ability to remain calm under extreme pressure. With a dramatic finish decided in the final seconds, the Indiana Fever secured a historic 87-85 victory in Atlanta, advancing in the WNBA and ending a nearly decade-long drought without postseason victories. From the opening whistle, it was clear this would be a tight game. The Atlanta Dream, playing at home and counting on the support of their fans, came out with energy, seeking to impose a fast pace and exploit their opponent's weaknesses. For much of the first half, the Dream managed to establish a lead, especially in the second quarter, when their key players found space to score. However, the Indiana Fever showed resilience, maintained their defensive intensity, and refused to let their opponent slip away. This demeanor was essential for the team to stay in contention until the decisive minutes. What makes this victory even more impressive is the context. The Fever were without their star player Caitlin Clark, who was absent due to suspension. For many, this could have meant a fatal drop in performance, but what we saw was exactly the opposite. The team embraced collective responsibility. Kelsey Mitchell took on the offensive lead and finished the game as the leading scorer, scoring 24 points with extreme efficiency. She was the outlet when the offense seemed stalled and showed, once again, that she is one of the team's most reliable players in high-pressure situations. Another key player was Aliyah Boston, who not only recorded a double-double with 14 points and 12 rebounds, but also dished out 6 assists, showcasing her versatility and impact in multiple areas of the game. And it was precisely Boston who shone in the most crucial moment of the night. With just 7.4 seconds remaining, she converted the basket that sealed the Fever's victory. This play perfectly encapsulated the composure and winning mentality the team demonstrated throughout the match. Furthermore, the contributions of players like Odyssey Sims and Natasha Howard were essential to maintaining the team's balance, both offensively and defensively. The Atlanta Dream, in turn, will carry the frustration of having let slip away a victory that seemed within reach. The team had good moments, controlled parts of the match, and relied on consistent performances from key players like Alicia Gray and Rhyne Howard. However, in the final minutes, when the pressure mounted and the need for perfect execution became crucial, the Dream faltered. It was errors on kickoffs, poor decision-making on offense, and defensive lapses that allowed the Fever to regain control of the game. These small details made the difference between victory and elimination. Another factor that weighed heavily against Atlanta was their reliance on their stars. While Indiana managed to divide responsibilities among several players, creating a more unpredictable attack, the Dream proved more limited in offensive options. When their top scorers were well marked, they lacked rotation options to maintain offensive fluidity. This overreliance left the team vulnerable in a life-or-death game. For the Indiana Fever, this victory has immense symbolic value. It's the franchise's first playoff series win since 2015, a milestone that shows how the rebuilding project is beginning to bear fruit. More than that, the performance proves the team has depth and the ability to compete at a high level even without its biggest star on the court. This psychological factor could be decisive for upcoming challenges, as opponents will certainly begin to view the Fever with much more respect. The Atlanta Dream, meanwhile, leaves with many lessons to learn. The team needs to work on consistency throughout the 40 minutes and, above all, develop the mentality to close out tight games. In the playoffs, many matches are decided by 1 or 2 possessions, and the team that remains calm and executes with precision in these moments is the one that advances. Yesterday's loss should serve as a wake-up call and fuel for adjustments in the coming seasons. In the end, what we saw in Atlanta was a spectacle worthy of the WNBA. Intensity, talent, emotion, and drama until the last second. The Fever showed they are ready for bigger challenges and that the absence of a star can be compensated by team spirit, discipline, and courage. The Dream, on the other hand, will have to reflect on how to turn good performances into victories in decisive games. If you liked this video, I want to ask you a special favor. Leave your like because it really helps strengthen our work. And also subscribe to the channel to continue following complete analysis, game commentary, and all the news from the WNBA and world basketball. Thank you so much for sticking with me until the end, and we'll see you in the next content.